One evening in the fall of 2021, I bought this bottle of hand sanitizer. As I started to open it, my struggles began. I couldn't get it open. Like every push dispenser bottle I've ever bought, I wanted to make it do this. But all I could do was this. I thought that struggling with something this easy only happened to people in infomercials. Was I going crazy? I was pretty sure I'd never struggled with a pump bottle like this before. So I turned to the internet. Turned out, I was not alone in my struggles. Many other people on YouTube had difficulties too. Out of the 46 videos I watched describing bottles with 3-part pumps consisting of a nozzle, ring, and screw-on attachment, 6 videos told me to just rotate the nozzle in the direction of the arrow. Already tried that. Didn't work. Thanks, Captain Obvious. 11 videos said to tighten and hold the screw-on attachment, then rotate the nozzle counterclockwise. Also tried that. Didn't work. 11 other videos said to remove the entire pump from the bottle, hold the top of the tube, and rotate the nozzle. Too messy and involved. If I must make a mess to get this pump going, I might as well smash it open. Just kidding, I actually hate messes. So thankfully there were 18 videos that advise holding this ring still while rotating the nozzle counterclockwise. As the fastest and cleanest method, I tried it and it popped the pump up, opening the bottle for stress-free dispensing of hand sanitizing goodness. Aw yeah. But rewind for a second. Why was this so hard in the first place? Even child-proof containers, such as an ordinary pill bottle, painkiller bottle, or mouthwash bottle, were all easier to open. At the very least, I didn't have to look for advice on the internet. Here's one possibility. Maybe I'm just stupid. After all, people are stupid and do stupid things. Besides, it takes a special kind of stupid person to make a YouTube video about their own stupidity. But if I'm so dumb, why were so many other people struggling? Not only were there many videos, but there were many people leaving comments of commiseration on these videos. Here's another possibility. The task of opening the pump was not usable. In fact, one could say that the pump's design has bad usability. But wait, what is usability? Usability refers to the ease by which a typical person utilizes a particular product, technology, or system to achieve a desired outcome. Put simply, usability describes how easily a person can use a technology. It doesn't even matter what kind of technology it is, sophisticated or simple, large or small, hard or soft. In fact, non-physical soft technologies such as checklists, rules, work schedules, as well as the management systems of our workplaces and institutions can have better or worse usability just as much as hard technologies such as smartphones, office chairs, and toothbrushes. Technologies shouldn't be hard to use by default. They should be designed to fit people physically, psychologically, or otherwise. In other words, they should be usable. But why would popping the pump be unusable for so many people? It's because there's a poor psychological fit between the pump and the hapless person using it. Look at the arrow and the word open on the nozzle. The arrow and word are a signifier for an action. Oh, this is what I should turn. Yet, the nozzle doesn't afford an opportunity to pop the pump, making the nozzle's rotation a false affordance. Since it didn't work, try a different approach. The screw-on attachment has a raised striped surface that signifies it can be gripped and also provides the affordance to support this grip. Maybe I can hold this and turn the nozzle. Doesn't work. Maybe the bottle's label, which I removed for this video, will tell me how to pop the pump. Actually, nope, nothing useful here. And peeling back the extra layers didn't reveal anything helpful either. The process of popping similar pump bottles is unusable for so many people, not just because the cues are misleading, but also because other obvious combinations of motion don't work either. What our minds expect is not provided by the pump, while the pump signifiers lead us down the wrong path. A poor psychological fit indeed. On hindsight, my favorite technique for popping the pump to properly open the bottle isn't really all that difficult. Going forward, now that I know, it should be easy. But what should manufacturers do to make it easier for other people to open these bottles for the first time? Well, as a first choice, simply make the pump head poppable as labeled. But if that's not possible, the second place choice would be to improve the size and/or grip of the ring so that we have better physical support for popping the pump. Additionally, there should be some kind of diagram printed or imprinted on the bottle to clearly indicate what to do. This would at least make popping the pump on par with the common pill bottle, for example. Why are hard-to-use pump bottles being made in the first place, though? Certainly, the designers aren't deliberately trying to make our lives harder. It could be that this hard-to-open design is needed to prevent spills during shipping. It may also be that cost and competitive pressures discourage the changes I'm suggesting here. For example, if making the pump consistently poppable costs an extra 50 cents per bottle, this would tend to make the final sale price higher, causing more people to just buy the cheaper, less usable bottle beside it instead. Good usability doesn't often lead to the initial sale of the product, yet the consumer discovers the product's bad usability after they buy it. Oftentimes, people blame themselves when faced with a hard-to-use product that has no obvious visual defects. So what should you do when you discover that your newly purchased product has a usability problem? You should constructively complain to the manufacturer. Even though frontline customer support receives this feedback, when a clear complaint trend emerges, the design team will likely be told about it. At this point, the designers can incorporate this feedback into their next redesign that down the road may lead to a potential win-win situation where consumer-friendly usability improvements beget more sales from satisfied return customers. So, I went to my hand sanitizer bottle manufacturer's website and filled this into their feedback form. I didn't receive a reply in time for the upload of this video, but in the meantime, until the pump bottle manufacturers apply their ingenuity to make their pumps less frustrating to open, we have the ingenuity of ordinary people on the internet to help us compensate and move on with our lives. Annoyed with the bad usability of literally anything? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe to never miss a chance to commiserate over how hard the world is to use sometimes. After all, usability is everywhere.